morning, everyone. I hope that you can hear me. Good morning, and welcome, welcome, welcome. This is our day 5 of quarantine yoga. I'm hoping that this is coming through well because I had a little glitch there as we figure things out. It's a learning curve for all of us. As you're working from home, having the kids at home, having your schedule and your routine drastically turned upside down and changed, and we're all adapting together. So this is a practice for you, day 5 quarantine yoga with me, Eilina, to regulate into this new normal that we're all experiencing together, adapting and creating resilient new schedules and habits and rituals in order to show up resourced in our lives for ourselves and our loved ones, so we can go ahead and forge through these challenges ahead in our best version of ourselves. Okay, so this is collective work, guys. This is collective upliftment, and I'm glad that you're here today to give this time to yourself, a gift for yourself. We're going to work on some hip exercises today. And a flow that kind of opens up through the hips and lower back, because a lot of you have been spending a lot of time sitting in front of your computer screens, either doing homework for school or work for work as you transition to an online world and go through a massive learning curve, just like me. So we're going to start with legs extended forward, just so that you can be comfortable here. I have a couple blocks that we might use during our class today. So if you do have access to blocks or something that can lift the floor to meet you, even a couple, we don't have telephone books anymore, but a couple of your big school books, like the big thick ones that are 1.5 inches thick or 2 inches thick, maybe you can grab a couple of those. So let's take the hands behind the hips here and just shake the legs out. I'll move that over so you can see the feet, and open up the feet and windshield wipe the feet side to side. And on that next breath, we're going to inhale, flex the feet. Exhale, point the toes. And again, inhale, flex the feet. And exhale, point the toes. And then shake it out again. And we'll bring our legs into a cross-legged position so that we're comfortably seated. And we'll do a little bit of breath work before we move into our practice. So take the hands onto the thighs here and rub the thighs vigorously up and down, just moving energy down the hips, through the legs, into the center of the earth. So you're feeling that kind of waterfall energy going down the body, rooting you into the ground. And then on that next breath, release the hands and rub the hands together and take that energy to the heart and go clockwise a couple times at the heart. And then release the hands down. Let the hands be face up here with the eyes closed. Notice the tingling on the palms. And just connect to that sensation of the tingle on the palms as we now inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, and again, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. One more time, inhale through the nose, down the spine, and exhale out the mouth. On that last one, we're going to hold the top of the inhale. Here we go. Inhale deeply. And hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale, release. Take the shoulders, and on your next inhale, inhale the shoulders up to the ears. Hold that tension. And exhale, release. And roll the shoulders back, swimming them back one by one. And then we'll release the shoulders down, shake the hands out. Holding on to the shins here for leverage. We're going to move through the spine, flexion and extension, pulling back on the inhale. Let's inhale, draw the chin in towards the chest. And exhale, push the heart forward and up. back and forth, creating length in the spine. Inhale, round out, reach back. And exhale, push the heart forward and up. Inhale, round out, reach back. Exhale, push the heart forward and up. 2 more of these here, moving with your breath. Inhale, round out, reach back. And exhale, push the heart forward and up. 1 more breath. Inhale, round out, reach back. And exhale, push the heart forward and up. And then release back into a neutral spine and interlace the fingers together. Inhale, press the palms up, reach for the ceiling. And exhale, push forward and round out the spine. So 4 of these here, moving with the breath. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, push forward, round out. And again, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, push forward. And again, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, push forward. On that next inhale, when you lengthen, press the palms up tall. And exhale out into bent elbows. Lower the arms parallel to the floor. Inhale the shoulders up to the ears, hold that tension. Exhale, release, keep the arms there, and swing them freely side to side. So you guys are used to this one now. If you've seen some previous videos where we swing those arms freely, shoulders are relaxed, and this massages the upper back at the back of the heart. Think of this like a towel wringing itself out at the upper back. You can really tell we're in Canada when I say the word out and about. We're wringing that upper spine side to side, kind of like a washing machine with a wringer in the middle, massaging the muscles that support the upper back. 2 more breaths here. Breathe deeply into the upper back as the body swings freely. On that next inhale, take the hands and lift them up and collect that energy that you just created in your spine. And exhale, bring it into the heart. 1 more time. Inhale, lift. Collect it. And exhale, bring it in. Draw a circle at the heart with the thumbs, integrating that energy above and below. And then release the arms. Palms face up, eyes closed. And see if you can bring your attention into that tingle again in the palms. That tingle is the flow of energy through the body. I was working with someone yesterday, online of course, and what they discovered is that when they tune into that tingle, it helps them to bring that tingle sensation in their hands or body. It helps them to bring them out of the worry in their minds and into the feelings and physical sensations in their body, which in and of itself is a calming exercise, just to shift your attention from the monkey mind, the noise and thoughts of the mind, into the feedback and physical sensation of your body. So on that next breath, release the eyes, find a soft gaze, and then use your hands to help bring the legs forward, and again, shake them out. You just shake it out so that we're not holding too much tension there in the legs as we sit cross-legged. And use your knuckles here to scrape along the sides of the legs and the tops of the legs. If you've been with me the last few days, you're familiar with this one now too, as we bring circulation in. Use your knuckles at the sides of the hips and the tops of the glutes to work on any sore, tender areas and bring circulation in there. And then use the palms or the fists to gently pound the sides of the quads. Also just wakes up the femur, the thigh bone as well, and the muscles around it. So now we're going to use our blocks here, or your books if you don't have blocks. And we'll start here with a lateral extension moving through the side ribs. And that's why you may choose to use your blocks here, 1 or 2 blocks, whatever height you need. So what we're doing is we're opening up laterally through the ribs, coming down onto your blocks. And we want to check our alignment on the opposite side that will be opened up. So you can adjust the height of your blocks while we're doing the pose. So let's start with the right side. You'll take your blocks on your right side And we'll take the left hand to the lower back. Then we'll take that left shoulder and draw it back. So that opens up the left side of the torso, the chest. And then you'll lower your right elbow down onto your blocks. Now notice when we do this, now if you're quite high on the blocks and you feel like you can come down lower, maybe take one of them away and lower down. But notice here I'm exaggerating that the hip wants to come up off the floor. So root that hip down. You can even take your hand and press the top of the hip down, or the where the leg flexes there, the hip flexor area. Press it down, and then keep that left hand at your lower back. So the work here is to root down through that left hip, and then find a neutral place for the neck. As the neck neutralizes, keep the heart lifted. So we want to have an anchoring through the left hip, rooting down into the center of the earth, right down into the center of the earth, as you breathe space into your left rib cage. Once you feel like you've opened up there, we'll inhale that left arm up and over behind us. So instead of it reaching forward, we're reaching it back. So it doesn't matter how far the arm reaches back, it's more about how much can we open through the chest as the arm opens up behind us. And then we'll support the back of the neck here, supporting the back of the neck with the hand. So think of a fan here opening up. On the inhale, we're going to pull the left elbow back behind us, opening up the front of the ribs, and exhale, reach that left elbow forward, opening up the back of the ribs. So fanning the ribs open. Inhale, pull the left elbow back, heart lifted, and exhale, press the left elbow forward. We'll do that 2 more times, fanning the left rib cage open. Inhale, left elbow back, and exhale, press your left elbow forward. 1 more time. Inhale the left elbow back, and exhale, press the left elbow forward. On that next breath, when we pull back again, reach the arm out, and exhale, release back to center. Relax the hands down to the thighs and roll it out through the shoulders. Inhale the shoulders up to the ears, and exhale, release. We'll take the blocks and move them over to the other side, whether you want 1 or 2, whatever works for you. So now let's take that right hand to the lower back, and you'll lower down onto your left elbow. Now you may notice that one hip is tighter than the other. This is really normal. It just shows the idiosyncrasies of the body, the story of the body. Take the right hand to the right hip flexor again and root it down, press it down. Notice how that also opens up through the serratus muscles, the muscles between the ribs here, our lateral rib muscles here are getting opened up. And check that the neck is neutral. We want the neck to relax here. Then on that next breath, return your right hand to your lower back and draw that right shoulder back. Heart lifted as the neck remains neutral. Find a sweet spot for your neck. We hold so much unconscious tension in the neck. Can we bring awareness to that in our practice so that there's that continual kind of checking in, saying, hey body, what's going on here? Can I create some space here? Can I help you create a release of an old holding pattern here? So it's like friendly body talk with ourselves here, because the body is giving us so much feedback. On that next breath, we're going to inhale that right arm up. And again, reach it behind you. Worry less about reaching it out to the side as versus reaching it out behind you to have the front of the shoulder, the anterior deltoid, the front of the shoulder here, being breathed open. Again, find that sweet neutral spot for your neck. Are we still rooting down through that right hip? And then on the next breath, take the hand behind the head, supporting the back of the head. And we're going to open up the elbow. Inhale, press it back behind you. And exhale, reach your right elbow forward. So fanning the right rib cage open. Inhale, pull the right elbow back. And exhale, press it forward. Are you still rooting down through that right hip? Inhale, pull the right elbow back, fanning. And exhale, press forward and feel the back of the rib cage open up. One more time. Inhale, pull back. And exhale, press forward. On that next breath, when we inhale up, reach the arm up. And exhale, release the hand down. Inhale, the shoulders up to the ears. And exhale, release. Take your hands to your ribs here and just working through the muscles of your core and torso. You're going to turn the ribs out to your left and exhale, release back to center. And turn the ribs out to the right and exhale, release back to center. Notice how you're much more aware of the muscles between the ribs here, the intercostals. It's like you've got a new awareness of them. Then take the hands behind the hips and just rock the hips side to side here to release anything that you've created. New opening through the lower back, lower side ribs. Now let's bring our attention towards our belly button here. And we're going to move a little bit through the core, doing some sideways circles and extensions and flexions. So on the inhale, bring your belly button forward. And exhale, push your belly button back. So this is a little different from what we did earlier because we're activating lower muscles now. Inhale, belly forward. Exhale, press your belly back. Inhale, belly forward. Exhale, press your belly back. And then release back to center. So now let's draw a sideways circle with that belly button. We're going to go clockwise to the right. Here we go. Inhale, belly forward. Reach it out to the right. Exhale, press your belly back and reach it out to the left. One more time. Inhale, belly forward. Reach it out to the right. Exhale, press the belly back and reach it out to your left. Let's do that opposite direction, counterclockwise. Inhale, belly forward. Reach it out to the left. Exhale, push your belly back. Reach it out to the right. One more time. Inhale, belly forward. Out to the left. Exhale, push the belly back and out to the right. And then release back to center. And just rock yourself back and forth a couple times to relax any tension there that was created. This just activates your core muscles and gives them some proprioception, some awareness of where they are in space so that your spine becomes more supple, because the more fluid your spine is, we are as young as our spine is supple. So when we've got that kind of fluid movement in your spine, your ability to move your spine like a wave, you've got much more visceral understanding of the power and potential in your body, regardless of what age and stage we are in life. So shaking it out. And then hands behind the hips. Windshield wipe the feet side to side. So we're going to move through a little bit of pelvic floor muscle activation here and moving through the hips. So I want you to imagine here that we're going to change the feet of our body. Instead of our feet being our feet, the bottom of our hips, the bottom of the ilium, the bony part of the hip bone, is going to be our new feet. And what does that mean? It means that when we're going to do the next exercise, we're using the bottoms of our hip bones as feet. So it looks like this. I'll have the hands up so you can see what's going on in the hips. When we walk backwards, we're creating a figure 8 shape through the hips. And you're going to walk the hips like they're feet backwards to the end of your yoga mat. And same thing, you're going to walk them forward. And notice how, so I'm just demonstrating here for you guys. We'll do it together in just a moment, but I want you to see what's happening. Is that notice when I walk forward, I'm not using the legs to walk myself forward. I'm using the sit bones. So the sit bones are moving like a figure 8 shape. So the movement is coming from the belly down. So in a way, it's kind of like your belly button and your sit bones are creating a wave of a figure 8, like the infinity symbol, a sideways figure 8. Okay? So it's easier to go backwards. So we'll start backwards with your heels of your feet up at the top of your yoga mat. And we want to isolate the movement to the belly down. So the shoulders and the spine is relatively quiet. You're lifted through the heart, and the torso and spine is nice and long, but the work of the movement is coming from the belly down. So try to isolate there. Relax the neck. So here we go, beginning with that right hip. Walk the right hip back. Keep the feet flexed because this is going to allow your legs to just drag back through the motion of your hips. And move the muscles around your hips in that figure 8 shape all the way down to the back of your yoga mat. Notice that although my upper body is rocking a little bit from the movement, the work is created from the belly down. So the upper body is quite quiet all the way down to the end of your yoga mat. Now we're going to do this going forward. If it's tiring for you to keep your hands at the shoulders, you can keep the hands beside you. So whatever works better for you. Keep the feet flexed so that the legs are not doing the work. The sit bones are doing the work. Here we go. Walking that right heel forward, finding the figure 8 shape movement of your hips from the belly down. If this is your first time doing this, it's going to feel funny, and that's normal. We're using different parts of the body, creating movement patterns that you may not be used to. And these new movement patterns help us to unlearn old movement patterns that may not have served us very efficiently. Shake it out through the legs. So we're going to do that one more time, and you may find that the second time is easier. So again, find a comfortable place for the hands either beside you or cross at the shoulders to remind you to keep the torso quiet. Here we go. Feet flexed. Walk the hips back, creating that figure 8 shape from the belly down. Movement comes from the belly down. Upper body is still and quiet. And then now we go forwards. Figure 8 shape through the sit bones. Movement from the belly down. Feet just drag forward. Feet are flexed. You may notice that the hip flexors get a bit tired here too. They are working in a new pattern of movement. And then shake it up. Good job, guys. That may have been a new form of movement for you that you're not used to. Windshield wipe the feet side to side. And let's bring the legs in here. So lifting through the hips, we're going to have the hands either face behind us, or if you feel that you're comfortable with the wrists, fingertips facing forward, find an angle where although the wrists are more or less underneath the shoulders, the wrist is comfortable and there's some body weight in the knuckles of the fingers as well. It's not all loaded down into the wrists. Feet are about hip width distance apart. You can even take one of your blocks and place them between the thighs here as we get ready to lift those hips. On your next inhale, lift through the hips. Chin can rest on the chest or head can come behind, neck in line with spine. And exhale, release the hips down. We'll move through that 3 times. Inhale, lift the hips. And exhale, release the hips down. One more time. Creating that rocking motion. Inhale, hips lift. And exhale, release down. Remove your block. Cross the ankles. Hug the shins in. And give yourself a hug. Drawing the chin in here, hugging yourself in. And then release the legs and shake it up. We'll do that one more time. Bend the knees, cross the ankles on the opposite side, hug yourself in. On that next breath, we're going to take the hands underneath the knees, unlock the ankles, draw the shoulders back and down, and lift through the heart. So here, we just want to work on lifting that chest. So notice the difference when the spine is rounded out and the chest is lifted. You can keep your toes on the floor for alignment. Let's start with the toes on the floor. Hands underneath the knees, chest lifted, and then find a neutral spot for your neck. And let's find a lengthened torso here through a little bit of a breath pulse. On the inhale, lift the chest as much as you can, and then exhale, release a little bit. We'll do that 3 more times. Inhale, lift the chest as much as you can. Exhale, release. Again. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, release. On that next breath, find a sweet spot where the chest can be lifted, but there's no tension in your neck. With that chest lifted, go ahead and straighten out the legs one leg at a time. You can either point or flex the feet, whatever works for you. Point or flex. Press the heels forward if you're flexing. One more side each time. Chest lifted. And then on that next breath, inhale, straighten the legs, press the heels away, and exhale, release. And we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, straighten, press the heels away, and exhale, release. And last time. Inhale, push the heels away, and straighten, release, and come back into your cross-legged position. Open up the feet, hands behind the hips, and windshield wipe the knees side to side. So we're just relaxing the lower back muscles here as we rock it out side to side. So on that next breath, we'll bring the legs forward and once again shake it out. Coming into a forward fold here. I'll just turn so you guys can see better. We want to pull the flesh of the seat open, and you can take one of your blocks and place them between the thighs. So block between the thighs, because then it gives our thighs something to hug into and hold on to as we take the hands behind the hips. Walk the heels forward. And inhale, lengthen through your crown. And exhale, hinge at the hips. So we're only hinging as far forward until you feel the hamstrings activate, where they're turned on. Once you feel that, then take your hands to your hips. Pull the hips back. Push your heels forward. Press the legs a little deeper into the ground. And when you press the legs deeper into the ground, you'll notice that the chest lifts up, because it's that root to rise action again. Legs pressed down allows the rest of the torso to lift up and out of that. So from there, keeping the feet flexed, we can inhale, lift the heart, and exhale, hinge at the hips. Keep pulling the tailbone back. You can even rest the hands behind you. So we're going to work on lengthening the legs here more than worrying about how far we can come forward, okay? So although we're still hinged at the hips, leg activation here through the left heel first. Here we go. Inhale, press the left heel forward. Exhale, press the right heel forward. 2 times on each side. Inhale, press the left heel forward. Exhale, press the right heel forward. 1 more time. Inhale, press the left heel forward. Exhale, press the right heel forward. And then press both of your heels forward and bring your attention to the tailbone. Pull the tailbone back behind you. Imagine the string at the tailbone. Pull that tailbone back. And boy, does that ever wake up your hamstrings, right? Then from there, keeping that activation through the backs of the legs. Inhale, lift the heart up. And exhale, fold and hinge into that a little more. Fingertips behind you to guide the chest forward. Notice that I'm not leading with my nose or chin. My neck is neutral, and I'm leading with the chest. Leading with the chest and belly reaching towards the big toes with that tailbone pulling back actively. As much as the upper body comes forward, the hips pull back. 1 more breath here. Beautiful lengthening of the backs of your legs. You just grown a 1/2 inch in height. And exhale, release, and shake it up. Open up the feet and the legs and windshield wipe side to side. So from here now we're going to come into cross-legged position. And with the hands behind the hips, just rock it out side to side. And then keep rocking side to side as you walk your hands forward. And we're just going to rock as far as the hips and glutes allow. Once you've found that sweet spot, inhale, lift the heart. And exhale, hinge at the hips. And only go as far as the hips allow without the bum coming up off the floor. If you feel like the glutes are coming up off the floor, then continue to root them down. And on that next breath, slowly walk the hands out to your right side. And you'll take the left hand to the top of the left hip. And inhale, lift the heart up. And exhale, deepen into your twist. So we'll do that one more time. Inhale, lift the heart. And exhale, deepen into your twist. So we're pressing, see how my hand is right here at the top of the hip? We're pressing the hip away as the belly lifts up and over that right thigh. So this can be a deep lower back opener here. 2 breaths here. You may even hear yourself, give yourself a chiropractic adjustment as I just did here. I heard my lumbar spine just kind of go back right into alignment. Little gentle pop there as it realigned itself. Very common in your yoga practice. And then exhale, release, and walk the hands back to center and walk them out to your left as far as you can comfortably go out to the left. And then take the right hand to the top of the right thigh. Inhale, lift through the heart, and exhale, deepen into your twist. Breathing new space into the lower back. What new space can you create here with your breath? And just notice what's going on, even if there is one side different from the other. Again, that's just the feedback of your body telling you where your compensation patterns are. The more awareness we have of our patterns, the more tools we have to invite change and transformation if those previous patterns aren't working for us anymore. And then exhale, release, and walk the hands back to center and guide yourselves up. Extend the legs forward and shake them out. So we're going to come on to our backs here, but before we do, just a little energizing swing up. If we have any lower back issues, you can avoid what we're doing here to swing ourselves back up to seated. You can roll yourself down, but then bend the knees and use your hands to guide yourselves up instead of the swing up that we'll be doing, okay? So legs extended out in front of us. Flex the feet. Bring the legs together to touch. And we'll reach the fingertips forward. Inhale, lift through the heart. And exhale, roll yourself down, rounding out the spine, rolling down. Squeeze the legs together. This helps you to maintain strength here through your core. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stretch the arms up overhead. Give yourself a big tall stretch and a big yawn on the exhale. Hear yourselves yawn. And then release the arms. Shake it out. We're going to swing ourselves up to seated, but remember, if you prefer not to swing, then you can bend the knees and use your hands to guide yourselves up. So for those of us getting ready to swing up, inhale, stretch the arms back behind you, gather your strength, and exhale, swing the body up. And we'll do that one more time. Walk the heels forward. Inhale, lift through the heart, and exhale, roll down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And stretch the arms up and over. Give yourself a big tall stretch and a big yawn on the exhale. Hear yourselves yawn. Getting ready to swing yourself back up to seated. Stretch the arms back on the inhale. Gather your strength. And exhale, swing the arms up. Walk the heels forward. Inhale, lift through the heart. And exhale, release the arms down. Shake it out. So we're going to come on to our backs now. And you're going to want one of your blocks here. So again, if you only have a big wide book, that will work as well. So lying down, we're going to take the block and lift the hips and slide the block underneath your tailbone, just above the tailbone.
below the lower back. So resting the head down comfortably, rock the head, rock the head side to side, which releases any tension in your neck. Those of you that want a little bit more of a lift, you can always turn the block sideways, and just right above the tailbone there is usually a sweet spot. You want to find a comfortable place, because if it's not comfortable, then adjust the block until it is comfortable. Okay? And then let's hug that right knee into the chest with the hands, and then extend and push that left heel forward onto the floor in front of you. So we want to flex the foot, active feet, and push that left heel forward as you draw the right knee into the chest. This will open up the psoas at the top of the left hip. Push forward. Now bring your attention to that left foot, and I want you to imagine it's like the steering wheel of a car. Turn that steering wheel out to the right. So that's going to create internal rotation through that left foot. Keep the foot flexed as you do this, and this will really open up the psoas here. Internal rotation through that left hip. Keep hugging that right knee in as you push the left heel forward, left foot is flexed, and we're internally rotating. One more breath. And exhale, release. Switch sides here, bringing that right foot down. Hug the left knee in and straighten out the right leg in front of you. Use your hands to draw that left knee in as much as possible, because you want to create as much distance between the left knee and the right heel. Push that right heel forward onto the floor. Active feet, flexed feet. And then imagining that right foot is like the steering wheel of a car. Turn that right foot, the steering wheel, out to the left, creating internal rotation at your right hip. Feel the top of the right hip here, the psoas, open up as it internally rotates. One more breath here. And exhale, release. Bending the knees, feet flat. We will either walk the legs forward with the hips at this angle, or if you want a little more depth, you can lift the hips and turn the block sideways. So your choice here, really up to you. From here, slowly walk the feet forward. Now, if you find that your lower back doesn't agree with this, then you can always keep a bend in the knees. Just go to the angle that your body is capable of. Find your own edge here. You will find it, because we will still be able to breathe, although you'll feel the body being opened up. You may feel the top of the hips being opened up, or the lower back, or the abdominal muscles. Relax the hands beside you, and again, rock the hips, the head side to side. They both begin with H. So we're rocking the head and releasing tension through the neck, bringing the head back to center. And when you breathe here, eyes closed, I want you to feel like there is a balloon at the belly, and on your inhale, the balloon at your belly fills up, so it makes the muscles of your belly tight. And on the exhale, the balloon sinks back into the earth. So feel that rise and fall. Inhale, the balloon of the belly fills up. The belly is taut, stretched like a balloon. And exhale, everything sinks back into earth. One more time. Inhale, balloon of the belly fills up. And exhale, everything sinks back down. And then from here, very slowly, taking your time, bring the feet in 1 foot at a time. 1 foot at a time, slow and gentle, walking the feet back in. Once the feet are comfortably back in, we're going to inhale, lift the hips, remove the block, and slowly roll the hips down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we'll draw the knees into the chest with the hands and rock them side to side. And let's draw a circle with the knees. And opposite direction, circle with the knees. Extend the legs up towards the ceiling, hands on the floor, and give the legs a good shake out until everything is loose. The ankles, the calves, the quads. Twirl the ankles around a couple times and opposite direction circles with the ankles, and hug the knees back into the chest and roll onto your side here and use your hands to guide yourselves back up.
We're going to get ourselves comfortable here with Shavasana, final relaxation. So if you would like to place a bolster underneath the knees, or if you want to put a blanket on yourself, anything here to make yourself as comfortable as possible. If you want a pillow underneath the head, I'll guide you guys through a final guided visualization in our Shavasana. So I'll give you a moment here to get yourself set up for your final relaxation if you want a blanket or pillow. And once you've got yourself set up, you're going to lie down on our yoga mats. If your hair is in a bun, you can always undo your hair so that you're as comfortable as possible. Walk the heels forward so that the legs lengthen. Lift the hips and stretch the tailbone down to the heels of the feet, and walk the heels forward some more, and then release the legs. Notice how your body's a little bit longer here. Now do the same with the hands. Walk your hands down towards the heels and then release the arms, and notice that the shoulders have just elongated a little bit there. Rock the head gently side to side. Bring the head back to center. And on that next breath, let's inhale deeply through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And again, inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And again, holding at the top of your inhale. Inhale deeply. And hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release and sink into gravity. All parts of the body sinking into gravity. With the eyes closed, bring your attention to the space between the eyebrows. And notice that point there, that point and space between the eyebrows. I'm just going to come to a seated position, but you guys stay relaxed on your backs. And with your awareness at the space between the eyebrows, let that point now sink back into the back of your skull, like you just dropped a pebble into a lake and it just went bloop and sunk to the bottom. Feel that relaxation through the head and neck as the pebble has now sunk to the bottom. Your awareness is now at the base of the back of the skull, the bottom of your lake. Let your awareness remain there for your next few breaths at the bottom of your lake, at the back of your skull. Maintaining a slowed, extended, effortless, even breath as your awareness remains at the stillness at the bottom of your lake. 2 more breaths here. For those of you that want to remain in Shavasana, you're welcome to do so. You can stay as long as you like. Otherwise, if you like, you can take the hands now and inhale them up overhead. Big tall stretch and a big yawn on the exhale. Hear yourselves yawn. As we take the knees and draw them into the chest. And rock the knees side to side, breathing into the lower back. Rolling onto our right sides. Take a moment here to feel gravity giving a hug to the body. That pull down into gravity is like a hug around the frame of your body. So it's a comforting hug. It's not exhausting, it's actually comforting. And then on your next breath, use your hands to guide yourselves up to seated position. Keep the eyes closed as you bring the hands into the heart. With the eyes closed, hands at the heart. Inhale, lift the heart, lengthen through the crown. And exhale, bow the chin in towards the chest, plugging your tailbone into the center of the earth. With your attention at the hands, spread the fingertips wide open, thumbs dive into the heart, pinkies stretch away. And inhale, lift the heart up into the thumbs. Your torso lengthens. On that next breath, rub the hands together. Feel that heat and energy. And then place the hands back at the heart, thumbs diving in, pinkies stretching away. Inhale, widen the space between the palms. Energy at the heart expands. And exhale, bring the palms back together. And again, inhale, widen the space. Energy at the heart expands. Exhale, bring the palms back together. And rub the hands together again. And use that energy of the hands to move the heart clockwise. Go bigger through your circle. Feel that energy of the heart really take over the whole body, above and below. Rub the hands again. And now smooth out the body, arms, chest, back of the head, spine, legs. Shake it out. And thank yourselves for coming today. Namaste. If you have any feedback, please leave it in the comments below. I am learning as I go, so thank you for your patience with all of our technical glitches. And I'll figure this out eventually, as we are all figuring out our new normals. Take care, guys. Please leave your feedback, and we'll see you tomorrow morning, same time, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Big love.